I have made some bad mistakes in my time, but that's the breaks, and I'll bet I've had way more fun than you.
Well, hello and welcome back to another episode of Kip Does Stuff. Last couple of days I've been catching up on one of my favorite television series, The Venture Brothers, and they brought back a weapon in the show, the dart gun rifle. I saw it in an earlier episode and I really liked it and I wanted to make one, but I forgot about it. And since it's back, I'm making that rifle again today. So, let's get started.
The gun itself has very few parts. I can use some of these old handles for the barrel. The 7/8 inch dowel rod should work great. I can cut out the stock from one of these leftover pieces of panel or plywood. This birch piece will do nicely.
Okay, I want to start with the barrel of the gun, and I've got one piece here for the larger section and another piece for the smaller section underneath. This one's not square on the end, so I'm going to square it up, and then I'm going to cut this one to length. Okay, several months ago I drew up this mock-up of what the rifle should look up. Like here's the top barrel, the bottom barrel, the stock, a trigger, and a trigger guard. That's pretty much all it is. So on here I've drawn out several times and got it wrong, but I think this is going to work for a decent stock, so I'm going to cut this out with a jigsaw. Okay, I'm going to start by drilling a few holes for relief so I can get my bit in here. Okay, I don't have a bandsaw, so I've got to use this crappy jigsaw, so let's start seeing how terrible we can do. Okay, I've got to use a coping saw to cut this out, but that should be fine, and I'm not even going to worry about grinding or sanding this. I'm just going to go ahead and file a little bit to make the corners round, or these pieces round, and then I'm going to put a profile on it. Okay, I've cleaned it up a little bit with some files and some sandpaper. I didn't do a really good job because it's really not that important. Now I'm going to put a round over on all the edges inside and out, except for this little piece right here. Okay, I think that turned out pretty good. Let's just do some more sanding and then we'll attach it to the barrels. So the next step is to add barrels, and they are pretty simple. They just go on like this. So I think I'll get myself some glue barrel to barrel, and then both barrels to the stock. Okay, so start out by putting a little glue in here on the end there, and then right here, and the full length of the barrel. Okay, so now I'll just roll the big barrel into place and the small barrel against that, and apply a bunch of clamps. Okay, and then we'll leave that aside to dry for a few hours. Okay, I've actually left this alone for about 4 hours, which is rare for me. I just come over and start messing with things minutes after I glue it up. And it looks pretty good. Actually, when I look at it, it looks like what I want it to look like. This feels pretty good. It's nice and light, like I wanted. Okay, so what I need to do now is put in the trigger and a trigger guard. And then there's supposed to be a sight on this end. Okay, on this piece here you can probably just see I've drawn out a trigger guard, a trigger, and over here there's a, just barely see a front sight. I'm going to cut those out and attach them to the gun. Okay, so while making these tiny little pieces, I had some breakage. So the trigger's going on in 2 pieces. The trigger guard survived relatively unscathed through my cutting, shaping, and sanding process, so that'll go on pretty easily. Just like that. And we'll try to put the sight on the far end here. Okay, there we go. We'll set this aside for a few hours to dry. Okay, it's been a few hours. Let's take off these clamps. Seems like it looks okay. Still a little weak there, but that's understandable. The sight looks pretty good. So now I'm going to give it a little bit of paint. The stock here is gold and the rest of it is yellow. Okay, we'll move over to my little painting area and start putting a few coats of gold on this. Okay, here it is. It's been a couple of days. I had to get some new paint. All my paint had dried up and turned into Play-Doh. But here it is. We got a gold stock and we got 2 yellow barrels. Got our sight out there. Looks pretty good. The trigger is still pretty weak, but not like we're going to be really shooting darts with this thing. I think it turned out pretty good. I like it. I really, really do like it. And I think it goes real nicely with my Brock Sampson Bowie knife replica. Thanks for watching.